the content of what I'm talking about here is pitching ideas, and you're not always going to get those situations where you can pitch an idea and the circumstances allow them to be implemented very quickly. In most cases, you're going to be pushing against resistance and thinking patterns that aren't necessarily on board with you. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you are parents? Up the back. How many are parents in the room? Okay. Raise your hand if you're in a relationship. Okay. Raise your hand if you're trying to get out of a relationship. No. Would you agree that getting people like your other people like your children or your peers or the people that you relate to in some formal or informal relationship is more difficult often to get change to occur than it is in other circumstances where you're a stranger? Would you agree with that? So that's the place where you kind of practice it, because if you can master it there, you can master it anywhere. How many of you are involved in huddles and continuous improvement and getting people to do new behaviours that are going to become standard operating procedures? By show, every hand should go up on that one, shouldn't they? And in those circumstances, you're required to pitch ideas to people as well, aren't you? You have to get them rolled out there. You have to get people to do stuff. We're talking about influencing people to change their behaviour. Now, if you think about it, right, smart people come up with good ideas. Smart people present these ideas to other people, but how often do we get that resistance, that pushback, that lack of buy-in, that sense of frustration when you know you've got a good idea and people aren't buying into it? Who's ever felt that frustration, by show of hands? Everyone in the room's felt that, haven't you? Okay. Now, if you think about waste, and I noticed that Ian mentioned the word waste this morning, one of the greatest wastes in business in the 21st century is when a good idea is poorly pitched and people don't buy into it, because it wastes the time of the person who developed the idea or the group of people who developed the idea, and it also causes the organisation to miss opportunities. And I think that's a 21st century waste that kind of goes unseen. What do you think of that? A good idea is poorly pitched is just a damn shame in the current environment. And I also think it's irresponsible in many ways to have a good idea and not pitch it well.